Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up, everybody? Yeah, welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Today, I'm going to teach you how to destroy your stupid friends, your fat family members, and your yo-yo dieting coworkers. Of course, we are talking about the once popular, now nearly forgotten ketogenic diet. Do you remember 3 or so years ago when the ketogenic diet was going to revolutionize the fat loss, weight loss industry? When every person you know was, quote, going keto, every podcaster was slanging ketogenic supplements, and everyone was talking about the magic of being fat adapted. Well, during that time, I was one of the few, quote, naysayers or haters, as I was dubbed. Dolce's just worried his business is going to fail because now the ketogenic diet is back in the pop culture world. Well, lo and behold, I knew the ketogenic diet was just another fad diet, which had gone through many times. I'm old enough to remember when the ketogenic diet was called the metabolic diet. It was called the anabolic diet. Excuse me. It was called the Atkins diet. There have been some 20 different variations of the ketogenic diet. I believe actually in the 90s, was it the 90s, 80s even? Dan Duchaine actually called it the body opus. So going back to 4, 5, 6 different versions of the ketogenic diet during my professional career, working on weight management protocols and such, again, I remember the ketogenic diet coming through, and I remember it failing miserably every single time. And within 6 to 18 months or so, it would peak and then fall away. Well, I'll post this video later on in this week because I have a whole concept I'm doing here on the ketogenic diet and fad diets. I actually put out a video saying the ketogenic diet was dead. This is going back about a year and a half, maybe 2 years or so now, going on 3 years even. Wow, time is flying. And I talked about the exact arc of the ketogenic diet and how it will peak in about 18 months and then slowly fade away. It will have a second and maybe third life as a more exclusionary, restrictive dietary practice as they try and take keto and morph it into something else before it finally disappears. Well, we know that happened because keto turned into carnivore and also intermittent fasting, right? Because you went from paleo. Paleo was the more exclusionary, restrictive dietary practice. And out of paleo, keto was born. Out of keto, carnivore was born. And at that same time, there was a more specific sect of more exclusionary, restrictive dietary practices, which became fasting, intermittent fasting. Now, these things are very obvious and very easy to see once you have experience like we do over here. But today I want to talk about the fact that many of the people, and you likely who had tried this, who followed a ketogenic diet, in fact, you never actually attained the metabolic state of ketosis. And this is something I always found funny, and I've spoken about it dozens of times over the last 3 years or so, probably quite a bit more than that with my live Q&As. A ketogenic diet infers metabolic ketosis as being the primary form of progress, right? You're following, in essence, a ketogenic diet. And the assumption, the assertion, the sales marketing campaign is built around the holy grail of becoming, quote, fat adapted in the state of ketosis. Well, the vast majority of people who attempted a ketogenic diet never actually attained the state of ketosis, but they had marginal results. The marginal results would be temporary weight loss and possibly the general feeling of more energy and kind of less cloudy brain fog, better sleep even. And I pondered, why would this be? Well, and I didn't ponder because I knew for a fact, when you follow a ketogenic diet, what do? You drop all carbohydrates, and most people following these mod keto programs, they drop carbohydrates because, quote, blueberries are bad for you and ones will somehow make you fat. This is what they say. Blueberries will evidently give you cancer and kill you. But sticks of butter, pounds of bacon, bags of pork rinds, tubs of lard, conventionally raised, singed, carcinogenic meat full of nitrates. Well, that's fine if you're following a ketogenic diet. That's okay. That's no problem. That's fine. But eating healthful, whole foods, earth-grown nutrients, maybe quinoa, maybe oats, maybe white, black rice, maybe blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, watermelon, carrots, maybe that actually is going to derail your, quote, fat loss progress and, give you cancer and diabetes. That's boiled down, diluted here. I'm using a bit of poetic license, but that really does summarize the main talking points of the ketogenic community. And I know some of those in the keto world will come through, watch this video, and they'll choose not to comment. They'll choose not to call me out, and they can certainly please call me out. I'm happy to have a deeper, intelligent conversation where I'll likely be much more calculated than me just hanging out, chit-chatting, speaking with you guys, zooted up on a cup of coffee. I will probably break out tons of studies and cite very specific examples as to why this is true. And then I'll bring other scientific peer-reviewed evidence into the conversation that will destroy the whole concept of ketogenic diet actually even being effective and not being nearly as effective as many other healthful eating programs. And those, quote, experts or influencers or really fitness marketers, as I call them, will likely just stop talking and shy away and start lying about whatever conflated single bullet point they pull from one random study and try and build their whole business around that because likely they need money. Right. So that was a lot of words I just used there to really kind of tell you that the ketogenic diet, more than anything else, my friends, though it does have a merit in very, very, very niche circumstances for a very, very, very niche percentage of the population, by and large, the ketogenic diet is not effective for anyone. If the ketogenic diet worked, well, the vast majority of the world seemed to hop on it 3 years ago. And what happened? Oh, y'all still look like chewed up bubble gum. You got them bruised bananas for legs hidden under your yoga pants, right? Everyone who hopped on the ketogenic diet hopped off of it. Why? Because, well, they felt like crap and they looked like crap and, well, they performed like crap. So where are all the ketogenic experts to come out and refute this? They won't. They can't. Because they are simply now trying to morph their business into the next keyword flip. That's really how this works, my friends. So I urge you, anytime you see someone like me, a super buff, intelligent, very good-looking person who is spouting about the tenets of nutrition, dietetics, weight management, health, and fitness, you should hear what they say and then go and do your own due diligence. Most importantly, you should start looking back in their own timeline. Start looking back 3 months, 6 months, 12, 18, 36 months, and ask yourself, if this person is selling me on product A today, why were they selling product B 12 months ago and product C 36 months ago? Why have they made complete 180s throughout the course of their career if they do fancy themselves to be an expert? One would assume that there would be a easy to track evolution of their thought. Of course, there's always a transition, there's growth, there's experience. But the core should be firmly founded. If not, well, maybe they're still on this explorative journey. And this self-styled fitness influencer, well, maybe they're not in a position to give anyone information because they clearly don't know what they're talking about, because every 12 to 18 months, they seem to be selling something completely different. Now, maybe they're just an idiot, or maybe they are really deceptive and they lack integrity. I mean, it could be one or the other, and, take your pick on whichever one it might be. But usually it's one of the two. So now, to bring this back, how to win the argument with those talking about keto. If the ketogenic diet works as it's billed, that means your benefit will be as a result of being in ketosis. You will have attained the metabolic state of ketosis. The vast majority of ketogenic diets out there, they urge you to refeed once every 5 to 10 days. Well, typically it takes almost 2 full weeks for some, at least a month for most, to truly achieve the metabolic state of ketosis, because most people have been eating carbohydrate-dense foods, likely the wrong carbohydrate-dense foods, for the majority of their lives. It's not that easy to actually attain ketosis. It's not as easy as most people think. But your favorite fitness influencer will not tell you that before they sell you their new widget. They just really want your money. So they make it seem super duper easy to do, but it's not. And it's very difficult and it's very uncomfortable. And as a result of that, most people don't even go through with it anyway, because it makes you feel like crap. It makes you perform like crap, and it makes your crap actually not very effective in coming out. All the stuff is a terrible thing. So for a minimum 2-week period, it's a horrible existence. You don't feel good. Your weight maybe moderately changes, mostly due to water loss, certainly not due to fat loss. And the food you're eating is rather, well, disgusting after a while. Bacon sounds great until you have to eat it 5 days in a row, right? Steak sounds great until you have to eat it 5 days in a row. Carbohydrates sound bad, I guess. That's what everyone says, until you're not allowed to eat it 5 days in a row. And in time, you realize that this probably isn't the best thing. So most people following these modified ketogenic diets or a true ketogenic diet, they never actually attain the metabolic state of ketosis once again. A, because they're simply non-compliant. A true ketogenic diet is very challenging, very difficult, very cumbersome, very annoying, and very inefficient. You actually don't feel good, you don't look good, and you don't really perform that good on a ketogenic diet. That's the truth, and that's the fact of it. And that, in many ways, shuttles people off of the diet, and it encourages people to, just eat a little bit of blueberries, eat a little bit of healthful carbohydrates. It's okay. And many of these keto practitioners out there, well, they actually urge their followers to refeed on carbohydrates once a week or so. Well, we understand by simply doing that, you negate the benefits of ketosis. You knock the individual out of ketosis, had they ever achieved it in the first place. And it's very difficult for them to actually get back into ketosis. Now, I know this because we speak with thousands of humans per year as a part of our practice. We have a team of registered dietitians on staff. We conduct multiple consultations every single day. We work with scores and scores of amazing clients one-on-one. We do these consultations. And of course, over the last 3 years, as part of our traditional intake process, we understand all, and we listen and we speak to and we learn about all the diets that they followed. The majority of people who, quote, followed, attempted, or tried a ketogenic diet, well, they never actually got into ketosis in the first place. They had marginal weight loss, a few pounds to a few dozen pounds, but inevitably they put it all back on, which is why they end up in our office working with an actual registered dietitian to now try and fix a lot of the damage incurred by following these exclusionary, restrictive fad dietary process or programs. So when I say the majority of people do not attain ketosis, well, that is true. And you would be hard pressed to find any honest person who followed a ketogenic diet to say, yeah, you know what? I was actually in ketosis for 90 straight days. They're not going to do that because likely they weren't. The vast majority of people who followed a ketogenic diet simply followed a high protein, high fat diet. And normally it was a high protein, moderate fat diet. We know a ketogenic diet is actually a high fat diet, a low moderate protein diet, and an extremely low to no carbohydrate diet. That's a true ketogenic diet. 80 to 90% fat, 10 to 20% protein, and 5% iffy of carbohydrate. And that really just comes from, leafy greens, let's say, which is so negligent, first and foremost, for anyone to suggest the average healthy adult follow such a disordered eating program. It just truly does. It makes no sense. Instead of the first option being to help them find a healthful, diverse, high net nutrient, omnivoric eating plan, which best practices indicate is the most healthy, most beneficial long-term eating program for the vast majority of the species, because all the science clearly supports that. We know that to be true, right? We know that to be true. So any of these practitioners out there pointing to these exclusionary, restrictive, fad dietary practices, keto would be one. Vegan, I can put vegan into this group, but this isn't about vegan. I'll do a video on veganism later. It really does a disservice to the population, which is why I speak the way that I do, because my job is to just speak sense into the world and to educate you guys and hopefully to give you enough information that you can go down the rabbit hole and do your own research. Research everything I say. Don't trust me at my word. Research what I say. But I do ask you to go back in my timeline and go back in my history and research my program, my founding principles. Have I changed? Did I jump into the ketogenic world when it was a hashtag, when it would have optimized my SEO? No. Did I do it with paleo or macro or fasting or carnivore or any of the other popular fitness trends? No. Now, I work in the fitness world. I'm a businessman and better than most. If I only wanted to improve my bottom line, wouldn't it be very easy for me to have come out with the DOLCE keto plan? I could write an ebook today and, I don't know, sell maybe 50,000 of them. Probably, easily, right? $10 a pop. 50,000 ebooks, type it up in a day, pump it out into the world. That's not bad coin, my friends. I could have lent my name, licensed my brand to many of the supplement manufacturers out there who did solicit our likeness to just be a part of their keto line that they spent millions of dollars to develop and to market. And I could have just sucked up royalty checks to the mid-high six-figure to even seven-figure over a 3-year term. That would have been very easy for me to do, my friends. And those of you who know us and know our business and are aware of us, and who just simply listen to the things I'm saying, you probably realize, yeah, like a DOLCE keto product would probably have sold pretty dang well. If all I wanted to do was make cash, why wouldn't I do that? Because that's not what I do. I like to make cash, but I like my integrity to be intact more than anything. And unfortunately or not, I am bound to tell the truth. My job is as an educator and to simply provide you with best practices through my experience and the academic genius of our team. And all we want to do is teach you what is generally best for the largest amount of people, the majority of time and situations in your life, generally speaking. Now, is there a time for a ketogenic program? Well, sure. Are you a competitive on-stage bodybuilder who's trying to attain 3% body fat? Maybe we'll go super keto for a few weeks to really get you scraped out. Maybe we will. I don't know. Are you an epileptic 12-year-old boy? Well, maybe we'll consider a ketogenic style diet for you. Maybe one or two other circumstances in life I can think of that maybe would make sense. But in general, it doesn't. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this information really does kind of change. No, probably doesn't change your perspective because you understand this is all true anyway. The vast majority of people following ketogenic diets never attain ketosis. They give credit to their ketogenic diet, not realizing that they simply started paying attention to the carbohydrates they ate and they stopped eating high processed carbohydrates. They stopped eating all the bread and all the candy, all the ice cream and all the cakes, all the highly processed crap that is very common here in the American dietary supply. Well, they stopped eating most of that for a little period of time. Unfortunately, they threw the baby out with the bathwater and they stopped eating all the high net nutrient foods also, like blueberries and strawberries and blackberries and raspberries and oats and buckwheat and quinoa and amaranth and carrots, and the list goes on and on and on. And they likely created a vast, and we see this actually because we do analyze the blood work, and it's not something we mandate, but we strongly urge our clients to get comprehensive blood work done so our team can review that. We can liaise with their medical team and find out what truly is the best healthful meal plan for the individual. And by doing that, what do we find? Every single time, dare I say, near zero to a near zero degree of contrary to this statement, nearly every single time, a healthful whole food diet of a wide variety of earth-grown foods, minimally processed, but processed enough to be edible and safe to consume, of all macronutrient groups is best. Multiple feedings throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack or two, a little bit of dessert. Eating anywhere between 4 to 6 times seems to be best for most of the people, while not overeating. Eating till satisfied, not until full, not overwhelming the digestive system. Understanding that digested raw bulk matter from mechanical digestion through chemical digestion and absorption and, nutrient partitioning, and all of this process is happening concurrently as we speak. If we overwhelm the digestive system with this too much bulk matter vis-a-vis intermittent fasting and one meal a day, well, it's very challenging, as a slight aside, very challenging for the human body. For me, I eat approximately 3,200 or so calories per day. If I were to eat that in one meal of healthful whole foods, raw bulk matter, that's like 6 plates of food. For me to eat that in one meal, do you honestly think my body can actually break all this material down efficiently to the point of absorption? Of course not. The vast majority of that will likely get eliminated, once again, making me nutrient deficient. And if we were running comprehensive blood panels on those who do start these programs, if we were running blood panels, weekly blood panels, we would start to see that deficiencies do arise. So that's a whole nother conversation, which I will be speaking about. So it's not, don't worry, keto heads, it's not just you. It's all of the other exclusionary, restrictive, fad dietary proponents out there I will be speaking of. And those of you who are members of our Mike Dolce Knows Patreon channel, I will be speaking much deeper about this very topic. And I might even be calling out names of a lot of the frauds out there in the fitness industry who are actually selling you this false bill of goods. Some of the most egregious of individuals, I'll talk about those I believe that are just simply incompetent. They just don't know any better. I'm not as mad as the incompetent fools as I am those who are educated and intelligent, but choose to deceive the end consumer, which is you. Those are the ones I get mad about. So the Mike Dolce Knows Patreon channel, if you are not a member, consider. That's where we really go deeper down the rabbit hole. All the behind the scenes of MMA, like the videos and stories you've never heard and will never hear. That's only on the Mike Dolce Knows Patreon channel. Workouts, exercise database, behind the scenes of my life, all that stuff is coming soon. Lots and lots of great stuff. The Mike Dolce Knows Patreon channel, definitely consider that. I will post a link after this video post. Now, let me answer a couple quick questions here in the live chat. Bang, bang, bang. All my friends here right now, give this video a thumbs up if you're here. If you agree that keto is pretty silly and stupid, bang, bang. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Click that little bell for notifications so you know when we go live next time. Paul Pascal, what's up? Nick Al, my man, good to see you. David Cosgrove, what's up, bro? Thumbs up. Paul says, in my opinion, completely unrealistic approach to life. Amen. I agree. Caitlin Perry, curious as to how many times a week you recommend consuming red meat. Thanks, Dolce. Well, the red meat I recommend is from Certified Piedmontese. Why is that? Certified Piedmontese, in my opinion, has the highest quality beef raised with the highest quality standards and care of the actual animal. The Certified Piedmontese steak and beef is insane. I only eat Certified Piedmontese beef, and I get the grass-fed, grass-finished Certified Piedmontese beef. It is amazing. If anyone is interested, let me explain this. Go to Piedmontese.com. Use promo code DOLCE. You will save 25% on your entire order and get free delivery to your door within 2 days. And these packages show up as if they are sent from Apple headquarters. That's right. It is pristine. The way this meat is freeze dried, sent to you, and just amazing, right? Everything you want is there. But use the Dolce promo code to save 25%. And I make no money off your use of that promo code. I want to be clear. Me giving this shout out right now does not make me money. Okay. This deal is passed directly from Certified Piedmontese to you guys through me as a way to provide you the highest quality meats delivered to your door during these challenging times at a massive discount. You will pay less by using the Dolce promo code at Piedmontese.com than if you went to your supermarket and bought inferior quality meat. Why would you go to the supermarket, put on your mask, fight your way through the line, buy that crappy conventional meat they have sitting on the counter for God knows how long, when you could have simply went to Piedmontese.com, ordered everything you wanted, use promo code Dolce, save 25%, and have it delivered to your home within 2 days? That's what I would suggest. Now, how often do I recommend? It varies. If you're following Stan Efferding's program, you're eating red meat almost every single day. If you're following my program, you're eating red meat a couple times per week. It's relative to the individual. When I was a younger man trying to just get huge and jacked and strong and wrestle and fight and do all that stuff, I was eating red meat probably 5 days per week. At this stage of life, I'm eating it probably 3 days per week. Often, I'm eating 4 to 6 ounces of the highest quality grass-fed, grass-finished beef there is, and the type of meat you consume matters to the amount of meat that you eat. I will say that, Caitlin. Dave says, sore, tired, hungry, sad, doesn't effing matter. Get to effing work. Amen, brother. I've heard that before. Some other guy gone, get that. You know why? Because they putting in the work. Bro, I love it, man. I love these quotes. I love these quotes. That's the truth. It's funny. I say a lot of stuff and I forget what I say. So it's nice to see you post that back up there, man. That's cool. Mr. Russ, what's up, man? Dizzle said, Tubbs, oh Lord, amen. Yeah, a cheesecake is great and all, but not when it clogs you from the inside. I'll stick with my breakfast bowl with blueberries. Ooh, my breakfast bowl was so good today. Oh, so good today. Angelo, F you, Uncle Mike. Finally, my gym opened a garage outdoor with compliance of wearing a mask and other guidelines to keep everyone, quote, COVID-C. Yeah, I would take what you will with that. Angelo, F you, finally got my answer that. Paul, round 2 on 3 weeks to shred it. Let's go, Paul. Right now, we still have our cyber sale. The DolceDiet.com, 40% discount with promo code cyber sale, all one word, cyber sale at thedolcediet.com. That's happening right now. If you want 4-week, 12-week personalized online healthy weight loss plan, thedolcediet.com, promo code cyber sale, all one word, save 40%. Joe says, I did strict carnivore for a month just to reset before I went back on the living lean diet. It literally took until the last day to get into ketosis. Exactly. It took you a month, right? And you're a hard-working dude. You're a hard-training dude. Who was it? Arash Rakbar, one of the I think top 6 in the Mr. Olympia Classic division, right? Phenomenal physique, man. The guy's job is to look awesome and to train and to diet. He did a video with Louis Marco a few years back when keto was popping. He was over at the Oxygen Gym in Dubai, I think, over in the Middle East. I apologize, I forget the exact country it was in, but Arash was over there, and he told Louis that he was training. He was following a, quote, ketogenic diet. He was trying to get into ketosis. He was training 3 times per day and eating perfectly. After 2 weeks of eating a, quote, perfect ketogenic diet, training 3 times per day, he still wasn't in ketosis. This was almost 3 weeks after starting it. If Arash Rakbar, number 6 body on the planet, professional bodybuilder, if he can't attain ketosis in less than 2 weeks, do you think you're going to? And this was one of the biggest lies perpetrated by the ketogenic influencers. I know for a fact it's so challenging and so difficult in the perfect circumstances. Arash Rakbar, his job was training and dieting and building a physique in a specific way. And he was frustrated because he still wasn't in ketosis after almost 3 weeks of following a strict ketogenic diet, doing nothing but dieting and training. Do you honestly think the average Joe out there, is getting in ketosis in 3 days? Oh, just fast for 2 days. You'll get in ketosis. It's BS. Man, they sold you such a false bill of goods. So I appreciate that, Joe. One R House, very well said, sir. I'd back you up on this with science if you ever want to tag team me in it, bro. Absolutely. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. That would be awesome. 1 Hour House 1. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Tin says, "Hey, Mike, you have big D energy. Love your podcast and content." I appreciate that. I wear a size 13 shoe, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, for whatever that means. Mr. Russ, coach, I've got 18 days to drop 12.2 pounds. Any tips, even though it'll be easy work on 3 weeks to shred it? Russ is following the 3 weeks to shredded plan at thedolcediet.com. Russ has 12.2 pounds to lose in the next 18 days. 3 weeks to shredded is designed to lose 21 pounds in 21 days with a 100% success rate while working with the world's greatest athletes in weight management sports. UFC, the Olympics, NCAA wrestling, IBJJFs, and boxing, all these sports where the athlete has to step on the scale. 100% success ratio. I got to say, Mr. Russ is already down over 40 pounds in the last 12 weeks of following our Living Lean program at thedolcediet.com. So Mr. Russ, in about 4 months' time, is going to be down between 50 and 60 pounds following our online program. And I will say this, which it relates to this video. Mr. Russ is eating anywhere between 100 and 300 grams of carbohydrates per day on average, just knowing how big Russ is, right? He's big dude, starting off big dude, right? So he's eating breakfast bowl almost every day, oats and berries. He's having quinoa and white rice, sprouted grain breads. All the keto folk, boom, their head just exploded. Point being, a ketogenic diet, once again, fails miserably when it goes against a healthful, whole food, well-balanced, omnivoric meal plan, well, such as ours. And I say this because we just simply mimic best practices, and we provide programs and products and services based upon evidence-based best practices, not exclusionary, restrictive, fad dietary concepts that are focused on simply triggering the algorithm through keywords and SEO hashtags. Oh, that's how this fitness business works. Fitness. Thanks for speaking my mind. 1 hour house. You got it, Mr. Russ, and just got my black pack. Oh, hell yeah. Jesse Lee on my last part in becoming a certified Daru Strong coach. Hell yeah. Love the program so far, but the wake up protocol is still not that of black belt level Dolce. Still love Phil. Haha. Right on. Sweet signs. F you, Dolce. I felt so sad to see my morbidly obese friend and his wife on keto. They even bought the pills to put them back in ketosis if they decide to cheat. And here's the scary, terrible, horrible thing. Those, quote, pills to get people into ketosis, they don't get them into ketosis. Here's what happens. They're taking these exogenous ketone pills and powders. So when you actually urinate, you're actually urinating the supplement that you consumed. So it's a false positive on your little pee stick. You're not in ketosis. You're just peeing out the exogenous ketones that you consumed. You're not actually in the metabolic state of ketosis. More fraud in the ketogenic world. Jen Spence, eating all those amazing carbs. Jen, that's right. And you're crushing it, Jen. I'm proud of you. Jen is another one of our online members of the DolceDiet.com, also a member of our exclusive Facebook community, which is reserved only for members of our online platform. Manila, what's up, Manila? Paul says, was talking to an older coworker. She goes, I dropped 20 pounds on keto. I said, if you mixed in 3 days of moderate weight training, you could incorporate carbs in your diet. She laughed and said, I'm too lazy for that. Exactly. Hey, Jen, eating blueberries as coach is speaking. Right on, Stacy. Mr. Russ, any word on the Dolce way and those hoodies? Word is coming soon, my brother. Word is coming soon. Paul, I feel like people just want the quick fix and not the long-term reward. Ain't that the truth? Chris Liddell says, I tried ketogenic diet once and the carb cravings were incredible. Found myself in the kitchen at 3 a.m. gorging on dry bread like an animal, right? Jesse, I'm shredded, dick, skin thin. As Mike would say, I smash carbs at every meal. Could you break down 2 or 3 week taper for an MMA fight that had an optimal time in weight camp? So a lot of times what we do, we don't really try and build caloric deficits through calorie reduction on our programs. We will build in a deficit based upon increased energy exertion, or we look to maximize nutrient absorption through meal timing and nutrient programming, right? So we make sure we are consuming high net nutrient foods at the lowest possible total caloric intake. This is, the basic principle of the Dolce diet. The highest possible nutrients at the lowest total calories makes sense. So we can actually eat less net calories per day and maximize our net nutrient, phytonutrient, micronutrient intake. That just makes sense. We also look to enhance digestive efficiency because it's not what we consume that matters. It's what we actually absorb that matters most. So this is why we like to spread our meals farther and farther apart. To eat at multiple feeding times, smaller meals more often. This allows for a much greater digestive efficiency and nutrient absorption as a part of that. Sonia, I knew that keto was actually the Atkins diet, which was designed for obese people to drop weight quickly for life-saving surgeries. Yeah, true. And I'm fine with that. But again, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be this high fat, low moderate protein diet. They can actually eat healthful carbohydrates. And I always point to blueberries. Blueberries are one of the most researched fruits on the planet that are correlated with dramatic health and longevity, reduction of disease and insidious medical conditions. So why not have blueberries? Jesse, having a hard time finding an amateur to fight me. Might have to turn pro early to get another fight in this year. My man. Tattooed woman, keto is silly. Amen. Mr. Russ, coach, what's the most you suggest paying for some dumbbells for a garage gym? As inexpensive as possible and as high quality as you can get. The higher the quality, you're going to have them for a lifetime. I don't like spending more than $1 per pound on any weight that I purchase. I try to get my plates, my Olympic plates, under $1 per pound. My dumbbells, I don't want to pay more than $1 per pound, but I've paid at least $2. I have a really nice set of dumbbells now going up to 50s. The ones that I have up to 50s, I paid $2 for because we get a lot of the Lululemon moms that use those. So they should have a higher quality, higher feel. And then I have a lot of the old school, the Nautilus style dumbbells that I probably paid like 60 to 80 cents for. And I've collected them through the years. What I suggest is definitely like every day, 2-3 times a day, look at Facebook Marketplace. 2-3 times a day, look at your local Craigslist and see what's out there. Do a Google search in your area and see what's out there. Throw it into your Facebook stream. Hey guys, I'm looking for some dumbbells. Anyone looking to get rid of some dumbbells? So people in your community, there's a lot of people who have dumbbells sitting in their house. They don't want to sell them because they don't want all the weirdos calling them from Craigslist. But if you say you're looking to buy some, you would be surprised at how many of your friends and family members, or just, friends of friends, have some that they're just looking to get rid of. And they would be comfortable selling them to you because they know you. Oh, it's Sheila's brother, or, whatever that might be. They would be comfortable selling it to you. That's actually a much safer transaction than just kind of cold calling strangers. Keith says, what is the best alternative to processed sugar? All natural sugars from fresh fruits. Like one sugar source that we love is raw local honey. We have a few teaspoons of that per day, and then just fresh fruit. Start there, easy. Stacy, thumbs up. Jen, do you do pre-workout? No pre-workouts. Maybe a little bit of caffeine, some espresso or green tea. That's it. No pills, no powders, no potions, no BS. Just ready to roll. Stacy says, is it blood work that confirms you are in ketosis? No, there is a saliva test or a urine test that you can, and there is a blood test that you can certainly do for sure. That's a little more invasive. Most people just do the saliva test or the pee test. Justin, hey, coach, great content as always. Quick question. I recently had blood work done and my CK enzymes count came back high. Is that something common you see in your clients? Not very often with our clients, actually. And we don't see that. Not that it's abnormal to see that, but we don't see that often here with those who are following our programs consistently. We might see that kind of often when individuals are new to us or new to our programs. So I would ask if you have past blood work that you've actually seen, if this actually is a part of your health history, your normal health history. How often have you been getting this taken a look at? Now, so this is something that you might want to consider speaking with, not might want to, let me back up here. You definitely want to speak to your doctor about this. You want to speak with your doctor about all of this. You want to get your doctor's diagnosis. And my suggestion would be, just as if you were one of our clients, if we see something like this, we are going to suggest, or we will directly liaise with your doctor and say, hey doc, we were running, or we just, took a look at Justin's blood work. We did notice that there was an abnormality with the CK enzyme. We wanted to bring it to your attention. Can you please advise us on how we, as a nutrition experts, registered dietitians, licensed registered dietitians, how we can best assist you with your diagnosis and preventative protocol moving forward, or health protocol moving forward, or prescriptions that may or may not be introduced. That's how we would actually handle it moving forward. And then we would give you suggestions on best practices that we know. But if you have any sort of medical condition or anomaly, speak with your doctor about it immediately so you can get it off the board. Likely it's something very simple. The vast majority of things we encounter in life are very simple fixes, and sometimes they're just simple anomalies. So I would start there, Justin. Keep me posted. Zach C says, Mr. Russ, get some power blocks right on. Roberto, how do you fix adrenal fatigue? Number one, go to your doctor, get a comprehensive blood panel done, get a complete wellness test done. Some ways that I've seen that are helpful is a massive deload of a lot of your training and shifting your life focus and focusing more on managing external stress. A lot of times now, there's certain medical causes and conditions to which you should be working with your doctor, but there's also, we always look for the least invasive, holistic approach as a part of your protocol. and to speak with your doctor about this again. You notice how many times I say speak with your doctor, because you should be speaking with your doctor. All of us should be going to our doctor at least once every 3 months, not once a year. Once every 3 months, you should go see your doctor and get a wellness test done, get a blood panel done. Stay on top of things. No, you get your oil changed every 3 months, but you don't go to your doctor all but a few times a decade, maybe. Shame on you. Shame on you. Not you, but but with that adrenal fatigue, and is it diagnosed adrenal fatigue, or is it just generalized fatigue? Maybe you're just super stressed out. So I would start looking at a lot of areas of my life. Am I getting 9 hours of healthful, restful sleep per day? Am I waking up without an alarm clock? Do I have loving, supportive interpersonal relationships around me? Am I, laughing multiple times throughout the day? It sounds silly, but it's actually very beneficial. Am I giving myself time to get through my day without stress, without strain, without struggle? Am I leaving early for work instead of always being late? Like, all of this matters, and each one of these things added together creates a very stressful state, and that becomes a big problem. Nick, I'll talk the person out of buying some fruit punch pre-workout at Target today, told just to go across the street for an espresso. Dolce principle always. Brother, you saved another one. Good for you, Nick. I'm proud of you, my man. That's awesome. I love that. Daniel, I listened to your program and have lost about 30 pounds in a month and a half. Weight loss is slowed, but still seeing results, losing body fat and gaining strength. Daniel, I freaking love that. I'm assuming you listen to this YouTube channel. Look at the value we add to people's lives. Just by listening to this information, determining whether or not it makes sense, hopefully doing your due diligence to try and prove me wrong. I love that, because you'll realize I'm always right. And then implementing what makes sense of our principles into your own life. And Daniel's down 30 pounds. Come on now. Paul Pascal, where do I find this breakfast bowl recipe? You can go to thedolcediet.com and join our 4-week or 12-week personalized diet and exercise program on your mobile, on your tablet, on your laptop, the #1 rated healthy weight loss program. You can use promo code CYBERSALE and save 40% right now and have your own personal breakfast bowl programmed for you each and every day, plus your breakfast, plus your lunch, plus your dinner, plus your snacks, plus your pre-post workouts, plus your dessert. Why would you not want to do that? Literally, you will be setting the GPS to your ideal body. And all new members of our online platform at thedolcediet.com are invited to join our exclusive Facebook group, which is reserved only for members of the online platform. And it is growing, and it is awesome. That would be my strong recommendation. Nick, Al, Mr. Russ, I have 25 and 55-pound dumbbells. Hit me up in the comments after. That's what I love, Nick. You are awesome. You are awesome. And Mr. Russ is just an amazing, amazing, amazing dude. So, any benefits to Blackstrap molasses, nutritional yeast? I wouldn't avoid them in my diet. I wouldn't force them. We don't typically program them in. Like maple syrup. Yeah, you want some maple syrup? Sure. Raw honey? Sure. Brian says, what's up, coach? I got my blood work done and found that my testosterone was on the lower side. Any way to raise testosterone naturally? Also, what's your taste on alkaline water? Alkaline water is crap, because it has merit coming out of the actual machine itself. Once it put into a bottle, plastic bottles are actually porous and so porous that the molecules can actually escape. So they're actually not transparent. That's not the word. But molecules can actually, hydrogen can actually creep in and out of these plastic bottles that they're in. So alkaline water in the supermarket doesn't actually work. Now, improving testosterone, #1, go to your doctor, get your blood test done, get an additional panel. Let's see if there's anything else going on there. Are you getting good enough sleep? That matters. Are you getting 7.5 to 9 hours of deep, restful sleep per night? That matters. Are you managing external stress in your life? Are you just happy-go-lucky, whistling while you work? That matters. Are you exercising intensely for shorter durations? That matters. Are you walking around at a healthy body mass? That matters. Are you eating a high net nutrient meal plan? That matters. All of that matters. That would be our holistic approach first and foremost, before you move through to more invasive medical protocols. Now, again, speak with your doctor about this, have a conversation with your doctor about this, but that would be what can you do immediately is man, you need to slow down. You need to calm down. You need to be getting proper sleep. You need to push all negative stress out of your life. All toxic people, by gone. Healthful, earth-grown, nutrients, high net nutrient meals. Drop that body fat. Start moving your body. That works. That's the way. Russ says, Coach, by the way, that reverse hyper is already paid for itself, feeling great, squatting and deadlifting. Reverse hyper, I mean, that's the, quote, only machine in my gym. The only machine I have purchased, and that's not a machine. I love it. Good for you, Russ. Roberto, how would you structure a diet if someone is training for a marathon? Pretty much the same way we structure it for everyone. Right? Probably just feeding you more food, depending on, how your body metabolizes food and what type of, how you perform off of, we work more. Let me back up a second. We really try and get a good understanding of how well you perform with the ratio of fat to carbs. Some people work a little better on slightly higher fat, moderate carb. Some endurance athletes work better on slightly higher carb with moderate fats. Protein typically stays relatively static. Most of our marathon runners and endurance runners need to eat just simply more food. Thomas Doherty, I'm always right. Yes, Coach, you are. Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate that. Dizzle, I know you try and stay away from packaged foods, but how do you feel about protein bars in a pinch or for a quick post-workout snack, specifically Quest products? I'm not a fan of Quest products. A lot of the Quest products have a lot of synthetic toxic chemicals, in my opinion. I know they use a sucralose as one of their sweetening agents. I am definitely not a fan of sucralose. Not because of the association with possible forms of cancer, but because of the disruption of digestion. We know sucralose causes an inflammatory response in the digestive tract. Therefore, we try and avoid that. So I always push more towards healthful whole foods every which way that we can. Anyone try mud water? Never tried it. Never heard of it, but I probably will look it up. Thomas is brilliant. No messing. Facts right on. Thanks. You're the man, Coach. I appreciate it. Robert Russ, did you say you like Jarrow for creatine? I do. Jarrow is one of my preferred supplement companies, but we look more for not sports supplements. So like my ubiquinol comes from Jarrow. My vitamin D3 comes from Jarrow. My curcumin comes from Jarrow. My creatine glutamine, when I do use that, comes from Jarrow. Dizzle, you got it. Keith Strongman says, should lists be done at 50 to 60% of max heart rate? No, we typically think about lists should be done below approximately double your resting heart rate. So your RHR. Resting heart rate, let's say your resting heart rate's 52. I'm going to try and keep my list right about 104. That's, for me, that's a good equation because LISS is an aerobic activity. Now, when, we could say, double. So I think it's just a better way to look at it. Now, it kind of comes out to close enough, right? Because if your max heart rate, let's say is 198, half of that is, just under 100 anyway. So we say double your RHR, not your MHR. LK, oh, you wish. Hater. Robert, friends recommend one meal a day. Is it beneficial? I'm skeptical. No, they're not your friends. They're playing a joke on you. The one meal a day, the OMAD diet is ridiculous. Stupid, and more stupid. It's stupid. Why would you do that? Because you're stupid or you're listening to someone stupid and you don't know. So your friends are either really stupid or they're really mean or they're just really funny and they're trying to mess with you and ruin all your gains. I would not do that for sure. Robert. So yeah, they probably just don't know. They just saw some idiot podcaster and they figured, oh, I'm going to do that. Sounds good. Thanks, Coach. Love to hear what you think. God bless. Right on, Chris. All right, guys and gals, I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you. Remember, we have the Patreon. Mike Dolce knows on Patreon. Behind the scenes, I'm going to blast some of the people behind these fitness frauds, the faux fitness frauds, as I call them. I'm going to blast a lot of these idiots out there, which is going to be fun conversation. Behind the scenes MMA, exercise database, live work workouts we'll be doing together. That channel is currently growing right now. We're actually completely rebuilding this facility. So we have a dedicated Patreon area for the Patreon account, which is going to be lots of standing live. Don't worry, this YouTube channel will keep growing. You will actually benefit from our Patreon channel, but the Patreon members get a lot more deeper stories, deeper access. We're going above and beyond, but this week now we're really scaling up production for those in our Patreon channel. Mike Dolce knows on Patreon. Definitely check it out. We will be the #1 fitness page on Patreon for sure, because we will over deliver to you guys consistently. Thanks, Coach. Russ says there was a new update to the military physical fitness assessment. They've taken out sit-ups and added planks. Any thoughts? All right. I'm not mad at that. I think that's okay. That's okay. I like that. Chris says, always impressed by the way you cover such a wide range, understanding and explanation regarding holistic health, overused term, but advice is legit. Nutrition, recovery, rest. Chris, I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. I really do try and take a lot of this information, a lot of this, because I can make this information really complex and boring, because a lot of it is at the deeper level, right? And not in, it's valid, and you have to know it. I have to know it. My team has to know it. That's why I pay my team to do what they do. So they have to know it more so than I have to sit here and memorize it, right? That's just not who I am. It's not what I do. It's not how I work best. And it's not how our company actually works best. So my job is to educate you. And I found, as a teacher, as an educator, someone in this industry for so long, what always worked best for me and what seems to work best for all of our clients has been to be a straight speaker, to tell you guys the truth, to make it as easy to understand as possible. This is not speaking down to anyone. In fact, I'm trying to speak up to everyone. I'm trying to explain this information in the manner that a 4-year-old will understand it, so everyone who hears it can get it, can grasp it, can do your own research, and then implement what makes sense to you. Many times, a lot of my peers, and it's not their fault, it's just the way that they've been trained, they speak above major segments of their audience. And that is inefficient communication in many ways. It doesn't make sense. And a lot of the behind the scenes biochemical reactions, that doesn't really help you. You can certainly do a Google search and check everything, all this stuff out. Enjoy, have fun, do that. There's other channels that specialize in that, but they don't actually facilitate real world adaptations, right? So a lot of the people who hear that on their channel, oh, that's interesting, they walk away, they forget everything, and they don't have any takeaways. We try and give you real world takeaways. So I appreciate that you recognize that. Chris, by the way, down 20 pounds of unwanted weight on 3 weeks to shredded and up on lean muscle mass. Family was surprised at Thanksgiving. So ladies and gentlemen, right here, Chris is down 20 pounds on our 3 weeks to shredded program. Do you want to lose 20 pounds? Go to thedolcediet.com, join our 3 weeks to shredded program, use promo code CYBERSALE and save 40% right now. Why would you not that? Blow your family's mind on Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you holiday or you ever celebrate in December. 21 days from now, they'll be like, whoa, the happened to you? And imagine the way you will look by summer. Ooh, baby. Brian, hey, coach, just started 3 weeks straight and I'm feeling hungry all the time. Any tips? Yes, that is fat you dying. Those are the screams of fat you dying. Enjoy that. When you feel that hunger, smile. That hunger goes away in about 3 days or so, by the way. That is fat you dying. And every time you feel hungry, like, that's right. That's right, fat you. Die, fat you. Fat you is dying, my friend. Drink more tea, water with lemon, green tea, black coffee. All that is great. More fluid, more water, water, water. Hydrate yourself. Optimally hydrate yourself. I'm a big fan of hot water with lemon, simply because it gives me something to do, and it takes my mind, when I'm dieting hard, it takes my mind off food. Now, I'm also the guy, when I'm dieting hard, I love to watch cooking shows. Like, those are some thoughts, but that feeling good, it's very normal and good for you. That's actually shows you that the program is working. When you are hungry, it is your fat dying, right? Picture that. Your fat is, no, don't let him do this to us. We've been friends for so long. And then they're gone. Brian Dorban says, hey, coach, just started 3 weeks. Oh, answered that. So, Brian, that was you. John Spence, F.U. Dolce, I drink coffee and green tea 5 to 6 cups throughout the day until I work out. However, I still feel the need to drink a pre-workout. Ooh, where that just pre-workout, even though it only has 250 milligrams of caffeine. John, stop. Dump out your pre-workout. Let me explain this to you. The pre-workouts, many of them also have addictive chemicals in them. That's the whole point. The whole point of that industry is to addict you to it, right? You must break free from the addiction. You know, psychologically, that you do not need the pre-workout because sipping green tea, black tea, or black coffee / espresso has all the, quote, caffeine you need to get that stimulatory effect. What are you then actually craving? It's the other synthetic toxic chemicals that they legally sprinkle into these mixtures in order to ensure you have that urge to keep buying it. Brother, stay away from it. You will be so happy. Break the cycle, my friend. Brian Handley. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, man. So I respect Nate Robinson and give him a lot of credit. I, for one, can truly tell you, no matter how good of an athlete you are in amazing shape, it doesn't translate to boxing or combat sports. Bro, you're right, man. Jake Paul's real deal. Like, Jake Paul's a real deal, man. Fuck, if Jake Paul squares up to you, you better put your hands up. Jake Paul trains hard. I watched his training videos. I don't know a lot about Jake Paul. I'm not like, a YouTube guy. I'm like, my YouTube rabbit hole is like YouTube fitness and the stock market. That's it. Like, if you look at like my recommended shows, it's all fitness related stuff or stocks. Nothing else pops up in my feed. So I didn't really know anything about Jake Paul until maybe last year when he was fighting KSW or KSI or whoever that was over in England. That's what I was like, who's this dude? Here's him popping off a little bit. And good for him. I like successful people. I don't know anything about Jake Paul, but the dude seems to be doing his thing, making money, and I don't hear bad stuff about him, right? He's not beating up women or getting caught with cocaine and crash Bentleys or whatever. Who's that reference? But that being said, Jake Paul, man, the dude trains hard. Again, I watched his videos. He's putting in the work. So I don't care how good of an athlete you are. This kid's putting in work, man. He's in there. He's in the gym. He's doing the things he has to do to be ready. So do not discount him, right? So I agree with you, Brian. And yeah, respect to Nate, man. He got in there. He did it. He shouldn't have been in there, though. He wasn't ready. Zach C. Mike Tyson's team threatened to beat up Chael Sonnen because Chael called him a pothead on coke that was on roids. Okay. Do you think Chael was lying, though? What's more correct? Do you think Chael was right? Actually, leave below the comments after this video post, not in the chat. Was Chael lying? Was Chael right? Do you think Tyson was on pot, on coke, on roids? Is that what he said? Pothead on coke that was on roids. Was Chael right or was Chael wrong? Who's right, Chael or Tyson? Leave it in the comments below this video. That would be fun to listen to. Brian says, boxing for one, you have to start young. The skills and the timing and technique takes years to master. I had a dream to be a pro boxer, but I'm glad I had real friends to be honest with me. Amen, man. Boxing is a fun sport to train, but not to, man, it's not good for you. We know that. John, why do I feel the need to still drink a pre-workout and feel like it's necessary to drink it? I think I just answered that, brother. John Spent, because they're trying to addict you to it. Stay away, my man. Brian, bang, thanks. Bang, bang. Thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, give this video a thumbs up if you're here. It lets me know you care. Chris, even though I dropped 20 pounds, my brother thought I gained weight because muscles more visible than fat. 100%. Thanks to 3 weeks to Shredded and your advice. Bam, my man. I appreciate that, Chris. That is awesome, my brother. Nick L. Baha, watching Food Network during diets. That's the best, right? Zach, if you want to feel your balls tingle when you worked out, just buy some beta-alanine and do a scoop before you work out. Save yourself 50 bones a month. That actually is not that bad. Can I do that just throughout the day, though, even not at the gym, to get that friendly little feeling? John, you got it, my man. Good for you. Mr. Russ, just saw the Evander Holyfield is now calling out Tyson. That'll be a good one. Sonia, can you go a video on warm-up exercise? Yes. Sonia, that will be on the Patreon channel for you guys. Warm-up videos, warm-up, cool-downs. How do I warm up my hips for squats? I actually will be doing real live workouts also. I'm going to try and squat 405, 412, no belt, no wraps, no straps for you guys on the Patreon channel also. And then I'll film it, and then I'll talk about it afterwards. Like, look at my ankle just rolled in here because, I broke my ankles. I got all sorts of issues. So I'm really trying to focus on ankle stability. I got decent mobility, but still. Zach, Chael's the GOAT and is always right. He could walk on the sun and wouldn't melt. He could wear the Golden Gate Bridge as his championship belt. Amen. What is the Dolce Diet's opinion on nacho sauce? Boosters or beta. I don't know what that means, Brian. I'm sorry. Beta alanine, there's a lot of good research behind beta alanine. We don't actually take it. I don't suggest it to our athletes because we're so concerned about WADA and USADA protocols. Like, nothing. But at the same time, there is good research. I've never personally taken it myself. I have taken creatine and I've taken L-citrulline to improve nitric oxide production. But I apologize on beta alanine. There is good science behind it. So I'd love to hear your anecdotes. All right, guys and gals, it is time for me to go. Remember, Mike Dolce Knows on Patreon. Check that out. thedolcediet.com 4-week, 12-week personalized diet and exercise program. Cyber sale right now. 40% off, promo code cyber sale. Biggest sale of the year literally is happening right now. There will be no bigger sale than this 40% off right now. You just missed the 50% off Black Friday, but 40% cyber sale is not that bad. It's pretty awesome. Nick L, I like that, bro. I like that. Extra cash for a Zoom workout, just like if we were in the same room. Bro, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one, Nick. I like that one. All right, guys and gals, it is time to jump off here. It's super late. It always gets late. I'm over an hour. This is going to be a 20-minute video. Here I am once again hanging out with you great people for over an hour. You guys are awesome. I think that's it. Until next time, boom.